Rise and shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.
Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. The time is 8 o'clock a.m. You are listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. I hope that you're all doing well this Monday morning. It's super cold outside right now. It's negative 83. I can't really verify all that, but it's mad cold outside, super cold. So be safe. That's what you need to do. You need to be safe and stay warm out there. If you are on your way to work, please drive safely. Snow is not yet on some of the side streets been plowed. Looks like we had a little bit of a dusting overnight, so it's a little bit extra slick out there. You know how it goes. The sun came out a little bit yesterday, so it warmed things up, melted a little bit. Then it got cold, and that part is iced over. So we hope that you guys are going to have a beautiful, wonderful day today. Time is 8:01. All right. William Miller III is here. Good morning, GMA, and happy crispy, not even crisp yet, weather Monday morning. Absolutely. Josue Pais is here. Good morning to your brother. Sarah Stone, J.L. Harris, and Saul Olivas. Good morning to all of you fantastic people. So there's a lot going on in the city. A couple things to talk about. And actually, I'm going to start off with the first thing that's happening. I've got some housing information, affordability, Habitat for Humanity, family focus, all kinds of great things are going on. But actually, before I get into that, Gabriel Bradford, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling positive, motivated, and ready to start the week out strong.
Absolutely. Y'all heard that, right? Motivated. Absolutely. Just ready for all of it. You need to be, man. You need to be. But let's listen to some lovely stuff. Love Local Days aims to lure customers to downtown Aurora. The weather may have turned a bit more wintry lately, but the Aurora Downtown Group hopes that the Love Local Days promotion set for February 1st to the 14th will heat up business in the center of the city. The emphasis on buying and supporting local businesses will feature a payback of sorts for visitors who will receive a range of discounts on food and products from more than 24 participating businesses. Perhaps the largest total ever for the promotion, which according to Marissa Amoni said reflects the growth of local businesses. Quote, Aurora Downtown is always trying to do something unique to engage people and bring them downtown to enjoy our wonderful shops and restaurants, and Love Local Days allows the businesses to share that love with their customers. A press release from the Aurora Downtown Group adds that when shoppers mention Love Local, patrons will be able to take advantage of savings during the 2 weeks at more than 24 downtown businesses. All right, so if you're looking for something nice, yeah, fellas, Valentine's Day coming up, right? Get your girl something. What you gonna get your girl? Go downtown, shop around, Love Local, hit the 2 words. Yeah, y'all got any of that Love Local up in here? Oh, right this way, sir. How you about that? Be a good boyfriend. Participating businesses include Altiro Latin Fusion, La Quinta de los Reyes, the Cottonseed Creative Exchange, The Perch, French 75 Gallery and Lounge, Do or Die Designs, Tavern on Broadway, Treadwell Coffee, The Cornucopia Shop, Craft Urban, Chupacabra Puerto Rican Kitchen, and many others. Half off wine will be available on Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday during the promotion at Stope Island Social. That's at 5 East Galena Boulevard, Wickwood House, 80 South River, and take 14% off purchases as well. Valley Doyle at 28 West New York Street will have half off chocolate martinis. Damn. On Wednesdays, Craft Urban at 41 South Stope will offer daily specials. All right. Gabriel, what do you think about that?
That sounds like a lot of fun. I love local businesses. Whenever I get a chance, I love supporting them. There's always something really fun that they're doing, or like all the products are really cool because most of them are made locally or sourced locally.
Right.
And that's something that's really important and that we should be supporting. Like, places like the Cottonseed, where all their products are made by local artisans and local creatives. It's honestly quite amazing.
Saul Olivas, good morning. Happy Monday to you. Josue says, keep warm. It's freezing cold outside. Yes, it is. Karina Suarez Darden is here. Good morning to you. Davi Samantha Danner is here as well. All of our friends are up in here. Arabella Jimenez and Gloria Gerardo. All right. The time is 8:04 a.m. Well, this week, as we get into things, is going to be an absolutely, it's February already, or about to be. Not going to take away the little bit of time that we got left in this month, but it's February already, and I'm absolutely amazed at how fast time is flying. Time is flying really fast, and I just wanted to kind of reflect on that because I remember not that long ago, right, thinking, especially when you're young, right? You think time takes forever. School, it seems like a long time before school goes back. Then after a while, it's not so long. And then now the years are just flying by and flying off the calendar. And I hope that you guys, whatever plans or thoughts or resolutions that you may have made for this new year going on, I hope that you guys stick to them. I've been seeing a lot of good, refreshing, and somber posts out there recently on places like Instagram and stuff, just kind of driving home that message for people to stay focused, stay mindful of the tasks that they want to achieve and the things that they're trying to do. So I'd like to offer people that same kind of perspective. Just stay hungry, stay focused on what you're doing, and don't give up, man. Right?
Yeah. That's the staying mindful of your goals is very important, because a lot of people, like, I can't remember where I was reading it, but there was like a statistic where most people who start their goal, like they make a goal or they say, okay, I'm gonna do this, and they say they'll do it. They don't make a plan. They just say, okay, I'll go to the gym. So by like the end of January, guaranteed over 50% of people who do that have not been to the gym in like 2 weeks.
Right.
I'm not kidding. That's literally what happens. So like being mindful and staying focused on where you're going to take your goal, what you want to accomplish, that's very important, because a goal is only an idea until you write it down. You put down the steps, the processes that you're going to take, and your goals have to be attractive to you. If they're not fun, if they're not exciting, if they're not motivating,
right,
they're just ideals that you look at, you say, oh, this is on a pedestal, this is pretty cool, I want to go to the gym, or oh, I want to eat healthier, or oh, I want to treat myself better, or go out for more food, whatever. Those are just ideals until you write them down.
Yeah, and I think that for so many people, I think they think ahead. See, they think what the outcome will be, and they don't think about the work to do. They don't think about setting the goal. Like we'll take the gym for an example, right? I want to get fit. I want to get healthy. See, in their mind, they're just thinking how they look with the muscles, right? Handsome, cut with them. They're not thinking about the waking up, or what if you don't want to go to the gym that day? What are you going to do about that? How are you going to work through your those times? Because you're not always motivated, man. And that's the thing, too, that I saw recently. It said something like, it was a Navy SEAL quote. I'm going to butcher it, but it said basically like, for the days when you wake up and you're not motivated, that's where discipline comes in.
Yeah.
That's where discipline comes in. Like, you know what? No, I'm supposed to be up. What time is it? 5? I'm supposed to be up.
Yeah, that's a really important thing, because going to the gym, people think it feels good, and it does feel good. But there are days where it's 5 o'clock. I don't want to wake up. I don't want to get out of bed. It's too cold. I mean,
you go to the gym?
Oh yeah. I go to the gym.
What are you working on, if you don't mind?
Yeah.
Not that I can't tell. I'm just saying.
So I do a lot of the different machines. So it depends on the day. So I like to have arm days, and then I'll have leg days. So there's different machines that you use for different days. So it just depends on what
Okay.
you're working on. Right now, I'm really trying to work on my bench press because it's really good if you can bench your own body weight. So I've been working out there. And right now, I'm at like 87%. So I'm kind
Okay.
of excited about that.
Okay, right, all right,
Yeah.
all right. Well, yeah, I've seen you with the short shirts on, looking like Ron Haynes' little brother. I've seen you, so keep it up, man. Keep it up. Norman Peterson's here. Good morning. Michael Rayford's here. Good morning to you. Johnny Felix is here. Good morning as well. What's up, A-Town? Michael Rayford Media. # How Money Works. Yeah, you gotta stay down. You gotta stay motivated. You gotta stay dedicated. Businesses fail. Ideas that you try to do will fail. Not everything's gonna work out. It's not all gonna work out in your favor. It's not gonna work out. It might mess up. But that's where people need to understand. Like, yo, don't give up.
Yeah, that's where discipline comes into play, like you were talking about, because if something fails, that's okay. But being disciplined means that you try again and you try something different. You start somewhere different. And a statistic that some people may know is that 90% of small businesses fail in their first 3 years.
Right.
90%.
Right.
That is a crazy statistic. If you think about it, 9 out of every 10 businesses fail in under 3 years.
Damn.
So that's something where if you're not disciplined,
Right.
you're never going to own a successful business, because most people, their first business is not successful. Like, and that's a fact. Like, many people have to start multiple businesses before they understand what it takes to make money.
Yeah, it made me think about a couple of failed endeavors of mine.
Well, but look at where we're at today.
Yeah.
I mean, we have the second city's first daily news podcast.
Facts.
And I mean, we have, listeners from all over the world, from like Austria.
Shout out to Austria. Shout out to Austria.
Like Austria, Pakistan,
Yep,
and
shout out to
all
Pakistan.
all these different countries that, I mean, 2 years ago, we wouldn't even dreamed of having listeners in these countries.
Well, I dreamed.
Well, I
dreamed.
yeah,
Right. It was a
but-
dream. Oh, we were dreaming.
Yeah, we were dreaming, but like it wasn't a reality. And like now here we are today, almost 3 years later. And that's
And
crazy.
you know something too. One thing I've noticed in the time doing this too is like there was a gray area with doing this that was kind of, for me, I could see it, but I don't think other people were able to see it. Like, I was telling you about when we were talking about the packages and everything.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
The problem, and this is where people need to be able to see that themselves, right?
Yeah.
We're going to help you out today, but you need to use your own brain to see this. This is like, you need to take the training wheels off your mind and see this yourself. What I did not know was that when I started doing this, all the people I was asking for help from were people who, Michael Rayford was there for this conversation, he knows, were people who they had a degree in journalism or something, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They had a background in but they got it in 2000, 2001. You know what I'm saying? So now, during a pandemic where nobody's good, me telling them that I want to do news and I want to capture story, they weren't hearing that. It was just
Right?
they were like, of course it's gonna fail, right?
Yeah.
So that was a mistake that I was making. I didn't realize that the people who I was looking to for information or advice were only going to give me, no disrespect, but like jaded advice. Because they weren't even doing news no more. They went on, they doing something else. They got jobs, right? They went to college with the dream of being Lester Holt. When that didn't happen, then they went to go work at Carson Perry Scott and all that, Shout out to Carson Perry Scott. But so that's what I didn't see at that time. I didn't realize that what I was dreaming about wasn't able to be seen by them.
Yeah.
And that's what I think some people need to understand that too. Like, just because you're talking about your cake business or your cupcake business or your shirt, whatever you doing, look who you're telling your story to. If you're telling it to people who are,
exactly.
oh, that's not going to work, like, you can't necessarily believe that. You got to believe in yourself.
Yeah, and that's the thing where so few people are gonna buy into your vision.
Right.
And that's the thing, like, as entrepreneurs, as visionaries, as leaders, not many people look at your vision and say, that's reality. That can happen.
Right.
And because I've been the only one in a room where I'm like, hey, this can happen. We're capable of this. People looked at me like I'm crazy. They're like, wait, you think you can do that? You think you can build this from the ground up and have it be successful? And been like, yeah, totally. And then, but then what the few people who come with you for the ride, for the journey, they start with you when you're doing your podcast in the bathroom, where you're calling people on your iPhone 4, like that kind of thing. The few people who are with you at that time, that, like, those people, you want them because they're the ones who buy in your vision, and they see you with the studio, with 2 studios. I mean, here we are, started in a bathroom on an iPhone 4.
Right.
And now we have 2 studios.
We got mad iPhones.
We got our iPhones. We got our own podcasting equipment.
Right.
But it all started in a bathroom where literally we call people. Mm-hmm. We didn't have video cameras, nothing like that. We didn't do live streams. Like, it was that, like, that's where it started. And now here we're like, here's where we're at 3 years later, or even less than 3 years later. And that's the thing where you had a dream. You had a vision. You started this on that. And, almost 3 years later, we're at that point where we're realizing a lot of that vision. We've been expanding. I mean, in Good Morning Aurora, we're expanding a lot. And also in Buenos Dias, Aurora, I believe we're looking for, is it a co-host or a guest host?
Scratch it up, though. Which reminds me, you missed the meeting this weekend.
Oh,
but you
I
was in
did.
Chicago
Yeah,
and all that.
yeah.
This is bad. This is very inspirational. But but we gotta get you. You gotta come. We gotta talk. We'll talk about that. The meetings.
Oh yeah. I gotta hear all about it.
We got team meetings now. Which you were not at. So
calling me out on air. Wow.
I'm just
wow,
busting
Curtis.
your balls. That's what we do in live. You know.
Yeah.
Hey man, right? It's us, baby.
Yeah,
it's a team.
Gotta do it. Yeah.
It's the team.
It's a team effort.
What? Take us to a commercial, Gabriel. Just do that. Oh my God. Okay. Do me a quick favor, if you would be so kind. The time is 8:16 a.m. You're listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, second largest city's first daily news podcast. Please read the. There's news in there about the chili cook-off with Java Plus. If you could read that, please. And then if you could read the Family Focus, Healthy Families information as well.
All right. Good morning. The Saturday, March 11th from noon to 3 p.m. will be the chili cook-off happening at Java Plus, which is 1677 Montgomery Road. Oh, Java chili cook-off. That sounds good. Do you put, like, bacon in your chili? No? Oh, okay, because I like some bacon and cheese. Like, I'm a little extra, I guess. I don't know. It's pretty good.
Hey, man. Hey, have it your way, dog.
Or like, even talking about dogs. Hot dogs, those are really good.
Chili?
Chili. Oh yeah. Have you never caught up like a hot dog or like a sausage? Get like some Worst Kitchen sausage.
Yeah, we've done a lot of things. We've done a lot of things with cooking and all that. So fried bologna and your chili. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah. So if you're interested in being a competitor, there's an application, and I believe the fee is $20 for entry. For customers, there's a $5 fee, and that includes sampling all of the tasty submissions. All applications must be completed and submitted by March 1st. Again, that's March 1st. So if you're interested in submitting your favorite recipe, hopefully with like bacon and cheese and sausage, then you need to apply by March 1st. And for more information or to receive an application, you can call 331-212-6665. Again, that number is 331-212-6665.
And
moving on to Family Focus. I think we're looking for that. Where's that on the news?
Oh, here you go.
Oh, Where you got that information?
We got the news in Spanish. Oh, wait. Is that the Spanish version?
Yes.
Damn. Scratch it up. Can you read it?
No. Unfortunately.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Well, hold on.
Oh, I got the thing on Family Focus.
All right, there you go. See? I knew it
Got
was
it.
on there, bro.
Yeah.
I knew it was in
It
there.
was like right in front of me. I'm like, oh, wait a second. Now I can see it. Our friends with Family Focus have teamed up with Healthy Families Aurora to provide a variety of services for those in need in the community. Childcare and other activities are available as well as virtual services. The program and services are free and open to the public. For more information, call 630-488-600. Again, that number is 630-488-600.
Thank you very much.
Another zero.
Appreciate that. All right, guys. The time is 8:20 a.m. You're listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. As mentioned yesterday, it is with great sadness that the city of Aurora has announced the passing of Mr. Fred Rodgers. Fred Rodgers is the namesake of the Fred Rodgers Magnet Academy on the east side of Aurora. Fred Rodgers was a fantastic man. I'm going to read. No, you can leave that off. I'm going to read the what the city of Aurora wrote. Their statement for Mr. Fred Rodgers, and then Good Morning Aurora will observe a moment of silence. It is with great sadness that we announce the passing of Mr. Fred Rodgers, a fierce champion and advocate for youth. He died early Saturday morning. The city of Aurora's first ever youth services director, Fred served our community in that distinguished role for nearly 25 years. He built an award-winning, nationally recognized youth department that positively influenced and perpetually impacted the lives of tens of thousands of Aurora children. Even well into retirement these past few years, Fred provided his insight on youth issues and would often reach out to City Hall to offer advice, guidance, and gratitude. Fred Rodgers was an Aurora icon and institution. The Fred Rodgers Magnet Academy in East Aurora School District 131 bears his name and represents his unyielding commitment to our youth and their future. Fred left an indelible mark on Aurora and a proven blueprint for service and advocacy for us all to follow. May he rest in peace. That statement is from our mayor, Richard C. Irvin. At this moment, Good Morning Aurora will observe a moment of silence. Time is 8:22 a.m. You are listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. With it being a brand new week, and as we get closer to the a brand new month too, something I'm going to do for you guys. We told you guys about this last week, but we've got some interesting interviews coming up. I've got another story I'm going to tell you about with Habitat for Humanity here momentarily, but tomorrow, Pastor Jose Torres of Fresh Start City Church will be on Buenos Dias, Aurora, so tune in to that. It'll be really good. Quad County Urban League returns on Wednesday on the show, and then Friday we have a gentleman by the name of Thomas Hartman who has a piano program for kids that we're going to learn about together. He told me a lot about it, but he's going to tell all of you, and if you've got some young people out there who are looking to get involved and do something cool in the realm of playing the piano, well, let them know to tune in. It'll be a really good and interesting show. I've always liked the piano. It's an instrument I've always had great respect and admiration for. Never been able to play it myself, but the little bit of times I've sat down and just tapped out some really easy keys and sounds, I was always like, oh my gosh, like, like I'm Stevie Wonder or something like that. All right, but I do have that information here about Habitat for Humanity. We told you guys about this last week, but check this out. The key theme for the new Habitat Green subdivision plan for Aurora's far west side can be summed up in one word: affordability. The goal of its planners is to make the 17-house Habitat for Humanity subdivision, quote, an affordable and resilient community while achieving energy efficiency. That's according to Mina Byers, Vice President of Community and Business Development for NICOR, which serves 2.3 million customers in northern Illinois with natural gas. Dang, 2.3 million. NICOR is part of the planning for the development, which will be done by Habitat for Humanity. The company not only granted Habitat some of the money for the estimated $5.5 million project, it will provide natural gas heat for houses that will include many green elements, with the idea that the homes will be net zero as far as energy use. Net zero means that the subdivision will use only as much energy overall as it generates. It is a carbon neutral situation that can be achieved by combining natural gas and electric resources. The subdivision has several firsts, officials said. It will have modern green elements, but in a subdivision with low income residents, it will be a net zero community partially designed by a gas company, and it will be in a northern climate. According to Juliette Chavit, a spokesperson for NICOR from Smart Mark Communications, LLC, quote, a gas company running a net zero community is extraordinarily unique. We have a role to play in a net zero community. We play in the sandbox with electric so a user can afford to live comfortably. It really is a novel idea, close quote. So novel. It is the first of its kind for NICOR and the first in a northern climate for Southern Company, NICOR's parent company, which has smart neighborhoods with Alabama Power and Georgia Power. According to Byers, what's groundbreaking is how, scratch it up. Sip it up, sip it up, sip it up, sip it up. All y'all sip it up. Where's your water at?
Oh, it's
Well, you don't get it. See, you work
a little ways. Yeah, I'm on the job. I'll sip it up later though.
think it up, think it up, think it up.
Right? I'm thinking.
Imagine it up. Imagine it up.
Sip my imaginary water.
Right. All right, let's try that quote from Mrs. Byers again. What's groundbreaking about it is how gas and electric are going to work together. It's how we can make it seamless, close quote. The 1,500 to 1,700 square foot houses will be equipped with a number of green features, including solar panels, a battery storage system, insulated concrete foam walls, spray foam, energy-efficient windows, heat recovery, ventilation, and LED lighting. Wow. The system will collect solar power for electric and bring in natural gas for heat, will be tied together in what officials are hoping is an easy and affordable option for homeowners. According to Ms. Byers, these will be first-time homeowners. We know they're going to have a lot to think about. Making it easy is really important. Our goal is not to have to manually think about it. She describes the neighborhood as a living laboratory. We want to share this model. We imagine that these can be replicated by large-scale builders. For Habitat for Humanity, it also is a new tactic. According to Jeffrey Barrett, executive director of the Montgomery-based Fox Valley Habitat for Humanity, the focus for the organization has been on individual homes. We are now on an exciting new course. We are transitioning from building a few homes a year to building an entire community. Founded in 1988, Fox Valley Habitat for Humanity has built or upgraded 70 homes in Aurora, North Aurora, Batavia, and Montgomery. Habitat received a $1.25 million federal housing and urban development grant for the neighborhood with the help of the Office of U.S. Representative Bill Foster. The federal grant will be used to provide the infrastructure for the neighborhood, including water and sewer lines, utilities, streets, sidewalks, and storm water mitigation. So far, $3 million has been pledged to the $5.5 million community, and Habitat has kicked off a fundraising campaign to secure the rest. The time is 8:28. Gabriel, what do you think about that?
I think that's genuinely amazing because, I mean, here in Aurora, we do have a lot of services for people in need, but the most important is, again, as always, is housing. And that's something that I think we always need more of because there is a fairly large homeless population or housing insecure population here in Aurora. And that's something that I personally been able to witness and see what from firsthand perspective from volunteering at a lot of the food pantries in the area is that you do meet a lot of people who are either food insecure and housing insecure, or they're both, and or very close to being homeless. And that's something where I think it's really great that we do have a whole entire neighborhood coming in. I mean, 17 homes, that's amazing, where, individual families are going to have housing. And I think that's genuinely something that, like, is truly amazing. Like, the fact that they're combining this with, like, a gas company is helping sponsor this is crazy. I mean, I like to think about that. It's going to be net zero emissions. So it's not only a good neighborhood helping families who may not be able to get homes normally, but it's also assisting, like, the environment and being good stewards of the environment, which I think is really amazing. And all from, partnership with the gas company, which is kind of unique, because if you do look at the gas industry, they do a lot of, like, they can have a negative impact on the environment, just based off of, if you learn more about the process for getting natural gas, it is really bad for the environment.
Right.
I've personally done a bit of research on that, and there's so many articles that you can read. You can go to, like, Science Direct. I'm in college right now, so I have the whole entire database. But you can you don't even have to go on a database. You can Google it, and you'll find articles that talk about what they do, the impact on the environment. And so I think it's great that they're working towards zero carbon emissions and trying to keep it as green as possible and as good for the environment.
Yeah, and if anyone is interested in another good periodical to read, it's called Popular Mechanics. Popular Mechanics is an old periodical. It's a really good,
That's a good
but
one.
it has had fantastic articles over the years of the impact of natural gas and what it does to the environment and all of that. It's just it's amazing. But Habitat for Humanity, though, building an entire neighborhood as opposed to just doing single houses, to me was the thing that kind of struck me the most about the article, because I thought, well, that's really efficient, because I've dealt with some clients who have mortgages through Habitat for Humanity, helping them with rent assurance, rental assistance, and I thought, wow, if Habitat for Humanity is just going to kick up their capacity and build neighborhoods with the help, I mean, with the money that NICOR makes too, to be able to give back in such a fashion to provide first-time home buyers their homes, with the reduced costs that it talks about.
Oh yeah,
I think that's really a good thing. Gives you hope for humanity.
I think it does, and it's crazy how they were started, over 30 years ago, and now they're at the point where, like, up to this point they've done 70 homes, and now if you think about it, they're doing 17. That's 17 new homes in a development in under 2 years. That's crazy, because if you average it out, they've been doing less than 2 homes a year,
Right.
or a little over 2 homes a year for the past 30 years. So the fact that now they're doing 17
Right.
is just phenomenal. I mean, and especially here in Aurora, we do need a lot. We still need a lot of supports for people who are not necessarily able to get homes, because again, there's even especially with COVID, there's been a lot more people who are, like, housing insecure. So
Right. Gabriel, do me a favor. Take me to a commercial, please, as I deliver some more great Aurora downtown news. As you guys know, there's a couple of things, a couple of staples here in our city that are going to be returning very shortly, one of which is going to be First Fridays here. So First Friday starts its 10th year in February. The monthly art and cultural offering began in September of 2013. Held 10 months out of the year, First Fridays runs from February through December, taking a break in July. In March, First Fridays will present the theme Women in the Front. According to Marissa Amoni, that'll pay homage to women who stand up, take charge, and inspire us. May's First Fridays will bring the large food truck festival to Benton Street, and the food truck court will open in June at Water Street Square, with a handful of vendors across from City Hall. The food court joins First Fridays in June and then returns through from September through December. Javier Burgos is here. Good morning to you, Javier Burgos. Javier Burgos is the proprietor of Java Plus. Java Plus is a fantastic coffee shop located at 1677 Montgomery Road. Josie Mendoza Geller, David Cannon, Karina Suarez Darden says you're right. Gabriel and Maria Chorito are here. Good morning to all of you fantastic people. Valeria Loera, good morning to you as well. Back to what I was doing. Okay, August 1st Fridays will close down Stope Avenue for Aurora Downtown's annual Stope Block Party. Gabriel, scratch it up. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, the Stope Block Party now. Listen very carefully. It encompasses Stope. Some people think that it's like Lollapalooza and all that. It's just like it literally just encompasses Stope. However, it is a shebang out there on Stope when the Stope Avenue Block Party goes on. So for those of you who know, let everybody else know. It only encompasses Stope. Doesn't really go, even though there's something else going on at different times in the city, all of those other things aren't necessarily associated with that. It is its own block party only on Stope. Alley Art Festival returns with an expanded footprint now, Water Street Mall to Downer Place. April 1st, Egg Hunt on the Island will fill up downtown with Easter and spring activities at several participating businesses. The event will run from 1 to 3 p.m. and also feature Bunny at the Gazebo. So you can meet the Easter Bunny and get a photo with him. How about that? Coco Crawl comes back. Boss Babes starts I think Boss Babes starts next month too. The year-round this event is now held monthly from 4:30 to 6 p.m. on the third Thursday at Wickwood House. They incorporate a couple of field trips into the lineup, and this year Boss Babes will be visiting Fox Valley Mall in March and Homestead 1854 in August. What is Homestead 1854?
Oh, I'm not familiar.
Can you look that up, please?
Yeah, okay.
Young man.
We gotta Google it.
Yeah, let's Google that. I don't know what that is. Homestead 1854. It sounds country.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like
Frog in a corn and he.
Yeah.
Crambone. Okay, so I gave you that news about Habitat. A couple of things coming up here as well, and then we will get back to what we have been talking about. The time is 8:37 a.m. Don't forget the Triumph mentoring program. Waubonsie Community College, Waubonsie Community College has a good amount of events coming up for February. Tuesday, February 7th is a wellness drive. Wednesday, the 8th is Money Matters. Tuesday, February 14th is an engagement fair. And Thursday, February 16th, which we have yet to confirm, will be the USHLE Conference, United something, Hispanic, Latino something. I massacred that acronym. I know what it is. I saw it posted on this big sign, which I don't have here. And then there's another luncheon meeting, which will be for me. For more information, you can email our friend Yasmin Montenegro at waubonsie.edu. If you are interested in getting involved with any of these great events, Waubonsie Community College is a fantastic institution, and I am proud to be part of the Triumph Mentoring Program for young men, a way for them to discover who they are, what they want to be, what they want to do, and what it takes to be motivated, dedicated, positive, and dare I say handsome as well. Scratch it up just for me. Scratch that. Yeah. Well, we got some handsome people in the chat too, so I know you're handsome, right?
Yeah.
Everybody can dig that.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say though too is Brett Putton.
Yeah.
is part of our team, and he is our mentee of the mentorship program. You can check him out here on Good Morning Aurora with his own segment called Putting in the Work. That's what we do. What is 1854? Did you figure out what it is?
So the Homestead 1854 is a wedding venue in Plano, Illinois, and that's. This is cute. It's located on a historic 2-acre property in Plano. So it's
It's a wedding venue.
Yeah, it's a wedding venue. So it's a cute little place. Sounds like a fun place.
Okay. Take the phone off the computer though, because it's got the touchpad, and sometimes it could just it's really sensitive too with the touchpad. Okay. Into the Woods explores what happens when we get what we want. I told you about this already, but the Into the Woods is the next production coming to the Paramount Theater. When Trent Stork was in high school, they played the role of the baker in the production of his favorite musical, Into the Woods. Meanwhile, Jim Cordy saw Into the Woods during its original Broadway run. Now the Jeff Award-winning pair get to co-direct the musical when Paramount presents it February 1st through March 19th here in Aurora. Mr. Stork is the associate artistic producer and casting director at the Paramount Theater, and Jim Cordy is the theater's artistic director. Into the Woods is Stephen Sondheim and James Lapine's reimagining of the Grimm Brothers fairy tales. Performances are at 1:30 at 7 p.m. Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Thursdays, 8 p.m. Fridays, 3 and 8 p.m. on Saturdays, and 1 and 5:30 p.m. on Sundays. There will be no 1:30 p.m. show on February 1st. Into the Woods is about the baker and his wife and their quest to collect items to break a spell cast by the witch. Characters like Little Red Riding Hood, Jack of Beanstalk fame, Cinderella, and Rapunzel pop up along the way. And according to Mr. Cordy, Into the Woods is very much a metaphor about what makes us human. It's taking something very familiar, which are fairy tales, into the Grimm fairy tales, which are darker. There are themes of wishing and getting your wish, and what happens if you get your wish. What if you get what you want? Does it end up being what you thought it was going to be? These are all very adult, intellectual themes about human condition and human existence.
It's a lot of fun watching the show, or even being in it, especially being in it.
You were in it.
I was in it. I was in it twice. It
Right.
was like one of my favorite shows besides Seussical the Musical. Shouts out. That was really good. But yeah, that was definitely a really good show to be in, and it's so fun because you have all of your like childhood fairy tales. Like I grew up listening to these, watching these. I mean, you got Cinderella, you got Rapunzel, you got the baker and his wife, you got Jack, you got the whole entire team, and then you come out with like this really fun story, and it's got a lot of really good songs in it too. But the main theme is it goes around. It's pretty much centered around the baker and his wife and how they want to have kids, but there's been a spell that's been placed on them by the witch, who requires these specific ingredients, like the cow is white as corn, the cape is red as blood. There's a whole entire song to it.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I don't know if I want to do that on air.
So wait a minute. So the witch wants specific ingredients from the baker.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So the witch wants specific ingredients from the baker.
He won't give them to her?
No, he has to find them, and they're so hard to find because the cow is white as corn. You can't have a cow that's covered in flour. You have to find a real cow that's as white as corn. And then you have to go find like the slippers pure as gold, and all this. So that's how you get different people like Cinderella. They steal her slippers. Like that whole entire journey.
I get you.
That's how you get it.
So it's like a scavenger hunt of a fairy tale.
Because and then it ends where they do have kids. The baker and his wife eventually do, because so what happened is that the witch, she used to be very beautiful. She had eternal youth. But she could only have eternal youth if she kept her magic beans in her garden. So if you remember the story of the baker and his wife, the baker's parents, their his dad stole the salad or like the lettuce and beans and different things from the witch's garden.
Oh, so she's vindictive.
So she cursed his whole entire family that they would never have kids anymore.
Damn.
So so now that they're cursed, and because once they took away like the beans from the witch's garden, her eternal youth was taken away as well.
Damn.
So she becomes like this really bad looking witch and misses her youth and everything. So that's the genesis.
But she was a witch
story.
before.
Yeah,
she's always been a witch.
Yeah, she's always been a witch, but she hasn't been like an ugly witch. She was, I mean, evil can look good too. So she was. I guess she was a very pretty.
Seems dangerous about that house, but I don't know.
I mean, like with the gingerbread house, like it looks good, but it's actually really bad.
True.
So it's stuff like that where she was always a witch.
Yeah.
But it was so that was something that happened, and the whole entire storyline is really centered around the baker, his wife, the witch, and then you have all these side stories. So you have the Big Bad Wolf, Little Red Riding Hood. You have Jack and the Beanstalk, and it's really weird how it combines and like ends, and you have like the stepsisters, and they get their eyes like poked out, and I'm probably giving away too much, but
Tracy Durant says that they had one of their meetings for the Aurora Regional Fire Museum at Homestead 1854. It's a beautiful spot, old vintage home, and it also has little meeting buildings outside as well. Karina LaFontaine is here. Good morning, Karina LaFontaine. Jennifer Ryan Mayton, good morning. And Dan Barrero is here. And Victoria Highland Maldonado is here. A story that I remember reading when I was young and has stayed with me my entire life. It was so I got it like as soon as I read it as a very small child, was the story of Icarus. That's Greek mythology.
Oh, okay.
But Icarus was a guy who, I can't think of what his job. I think he worked in a candle factory, or he did something with candles. Okay. Anyway, he made wings out of wax, or he was given wings or something like that. And they was like, yo, and he kept flying with the wings.
Oh yeah.
People was like, yo, don't fly too high though, right? Oh, stay humble. That's the whole story.
Oh, I got it. Okay.
He ended up flying too high, getting close to the sun, the wax melts, the wings melt, and he falls, and presumably he dies. So it's a story about not being too prideful, not being too boastful, right?
Yeah.
Stay humble, don't fly too. Yeah. I remember reading that as a young kid, and I was like, wow, that's a powerful story.
No, I think that's really important to learn though, because as people who, if you do have a public profile and you are, doing a lot in the community, then, it's always important to stay humble and not to be like, oh yeah, everyone knows me. Then it's like, no, like, and I personally met with and work with people where they're so successful, but then they're just so humble. They keep it real, and those are the people that I respect the most, because even though they don't need to say hi to me. They don't really need to give me any attention. They're just...
Take it to a commercial. I remember, I'll tell you a story as I go to another piece of news here, but funny you mentioned that. There's, people who've always been very humble, doctors.
Oh, yeah.
I've met a lot of doctors. I used to work at Edward Hospital.
Oh, yeah.
So I met a bunch of doctors, brushed shoulders with them, in and out. After working there a long time, though, you get to meet some. You meet some of these guys, and every now and then, if you play your cards right, you might end up at a party, backyard little shebang, pool, right? Lobster on the grill, all that. And they're always the coolest people. Go, Curtis. Call me Andy. I'm not doctor, right? Oh, come. Strangely, though, there's another group of people who've always told me to call them doctors, like people who have doctorates, or people who have gotten like an honorary doc. They've always corrected me to make sure that I call them doctor. I've always thought that was kind of weird in life. I was always like, that's strange. Like people people who've been given a doctorate. Curtis, can you write in there doctor so and so?
Yeah,
I mean, okay.
I think there are some people who do get kind of hooked on the title. So they're like, they want to be called, they're like, it's doctor, or it's
Absolutely.
professor, stuff like that, where it's like, if you don't call them by their title, then they get really, really bothered with you, and they're like, first off, let me correct you this. And I've met people like that where, you absolutely want to get the title right, but then the thing I've learned is that titles don't make somebody important. You make yourself important, and your title is a side effect of what you do.
Just like Judge Rene Cruz, when I didn't know who he was, and he was right next to me. We were at the Aurora Food Pantry.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know who he was. He was just some tall Latino brother, right? I didn't know who he was. He was just putting onions in a sack and giving them to people. And it was me and a couple other people, and we were there. Come to find out years later, right? I'm doing Good Morning Aurora, and I'm like, that's the guy from and he's a judge running for Supreme Court.
Right.
Crazy. Like, that's the measure of a man right there. That's the measure. That's what you're looking for in people right there.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's I think the ultimate measure of somebody who, though they have titles, and that's great, they're just as a person.
Just as a person.
Just as a person, they're amazing.
Just as a person.
I mean, those are the people I look up to, because, titles mean nothing.
Yep. That's why I still wear that shirt.
Oh, exactly. You're right.
Rock that. I still rock the Rene, the Cruise for Supreme. I still wear that shirt anywhere. Meyer, I go out wearing that shirt. I'm proud to wear that shirt. Anyway, another thing we're proud to do is give you the news. Gabriel Bradford, do me a favor. Give them like 2 pieces of news, please. The time is 8:50 a.m. Yikes, time is going by. Wow. Give them like 2 pieces of news real quick, and then I'm going to end on our other piece of information.
All right, round 2 of the Illinois Emergency Homeowner Assistance Program, or ILHAF, is now open for applications. You may receive up to $60,000 per household, is available if you're eligible. If you or someone you know is behind on mortgage, please share this information. The deadline for applications is January 31st. Again, that deadline is literally tomorrow, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's literally tomorrow. So
see, that's why you tuning in to Good Morning.
That's why you're listening today. So if you're listening today, you need rental assistance, mortgage assistance, and you are not caught up on your mortgage, please call us at 630-906-9400. Again, that number is 630-906-9400. This is very important because you can receive assistance if you need it.
That's
right. Again, the Neighbor Project is an amazing community resource that connects people with all this information. So if you are not reaching out to them or following them on social media, then you have no excuse. Right now is the time to do so.
That's a fact. Karina LaFontaine, so good to see you. Karina LaFontaine she's been watching Good Morning Aurora for a very long time. Karina, I'm glad to see your name popping up in the chat again. Good to see you, my dear sister. The time is 8:52. All right, I got quick 2 pieces of news to give to you people before we end the show today. The first thing is that with this weather, and as treacherous as it has been and is continuing to get, rather, I want to mention to all of you that the Aurora Warming Center, which is the transportation center, the Metra, downtown on Broadway, is open. With frigid weather forecast over this next week, the city of Aurora has activated the centrally located overnight temporary warming center for this week It started yesterday, Sunday, to provide safe, warm space for those in need. It opens as a warming center each night from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. from the evening of Sunday, yesterday, to Sunday coming up, which will be the 5th. Staff and security guards will be at the site at all times. Visitors to the nearby Hesed House Daytime Warming Center have been notified of this overnight option. The overnight warming center is activated based on temperature thresholds. So what that means is once the temperature gets below a certain degree or gets to a certain consistency of cold, the city of Aurora decides to open it up. And that's a good thing. Because I'll tell you something. Not every city does that. There are towns and localities not far from us They not opening it up. What? You mean let people sit in here and stay warm so they're not out dying on the? Nah, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
But anyway, and then the next thing I want to, excuse me, the next thing I want to mention to you guys is that Waubonsie Community College has the Jazz College Series starting on the 3rd of February, featuring art and live music performed by Waubonsie students and faculty, as well as other middle school, high school, college, and professional musicians. The series will kick off at the college's downtown Aurora campus, 18 South River Street, from 5 to 8 p.m. February 3rd. The free family-friendly program is open to the public and being held in conjunction with Aurora Downtown's group's First Fridays event. The event will include musical performances by the Oswego East High School Jazz Band, Waubonsie's Jazz Combo, and a pottery demonstration. A collection of pottery designed by students at Waubonsie's Ceramics Club will be on display. February 11th, the Jazz Series will move to the college's Sugar Grove campus auditorium with a full day of jazz from 2 to 8 p.m., featuring the Illinois State University Jazz Combo and Jazz Ensemble. Those attending will also hear a wide variety of musical compositions performed by Waubonsie's Jazz Combo, the Jazz Ensemble, and the Caneland Harder Middle School Jazz Ensemble. Come on, y'all. Now, you see that? Look at that. More jazz than you can shake your finger at.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
Yep. So there's your news for Waubonsie Community College mini Aurora events, and I'm going to show you guys this here. Should be able to show you this. This is the listing and breakdown of some February events for Black History Month at Waubonsie Community College. These are all at the Sugar Grove campus location. So stay tuned. Stay tuned for that. Time's 8:55. Gabriel, did we forget anything?
Let's see. I think we covered most of those. You know what? I know what we didn't cover.
Oh, boy.
So over the weekends, I was like on Facebook and, doing a little social media scrolling, taking a social media break. And I saw.
Wait a minute. Scratch it up.
Huh?
You said you was on Facebook scrolling, but you're taking a social media break?
Wait, we call it a social media break. So if you're like doing work and then you stay away, like social media break.
Okay.
So
Flip that.
Yeah. So I was doing that, and I saw this really cool article that said the Paramount Theater became the largest in the U.S. subscriber. Like they have the largest subscription-based theater in the U.S.
That's true.
So they just passed. I can't remember what the other theater was, but they just passed them. So now I think the numbers were over 36,000 subscribers.
Yep. Shout out to the Paramount. Yes, I have that article. Thank you for preempting that. That was going to be Wednesday's topic. No, you good? Yes, it's all good. No, it's all good. Shout out to Paramount Theater. That's a big, huge achievement. Shout out to our friends like Joel Friend and Sarah and so many of you, Megan over there. So many great people who work at the Paramount who are friends of ours. Jim Jarvis, what up? Okay, yeah, that was good news. That was good news. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's 8:57. We hope that you guys all enjoy the rest of your Monday here and the rest of your week. Thank you very much for tuning in to Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. We're always quite happy and honored to bring you guys local news, the important topics going on, and let you know what's happening in our dear city. It's one big sandbox, and we all are playing in it very nicely. So I hope that everything that you hope for goes good for you, and we will return on Wednesday morning with more news and more Aurora. Quad County Urban League joins us on Wednesday, so stay tuned for that. Take care of yourself and each other.